When we talk about challenges that small businesses face, one area, especially if you have inventory, is on your inventory management side. So what are the risks associated with inventory? Well, the very first is, in order to get inventory, we have to pay for it in most circumstances, right? If you're in an inventory sort of space, we want to try and get that inventory for as low cost or low cash upfront as possible. And there's certain areas or certain businesses where you can bring somebody else's inventory in on maybe on a consignment model and you can sell it. And that way you're making the profit and you're paying the person once you've sold their inventory. The other side is that you're having to actually use operating cash flow or your working capital to fund inventory. So as your inventory increases, you're just investing more and more and more cash into this inventory, which could put your business at a higher risk. So we want to make sure that you don't run out of cash just by having more inventory available. The other risk is that you either have too much inventory, that maybe some of it's gone obsolete, or that you can't sell it because there's just too much of it. And the other risk is having a shortage of inventory and not being able to deliver on what we're selling, or not having enough options or available for people to be able to sell. The car industry has been an interesting transformation. When COVID happened a couple of years ago, one of the first things we saw was a shortage of inventory on a lot of manufacturers. Now, initially, this seemed like an issue, but in fact, it increased the demand for ordering things in advance. And a lot of time, what happened is that the dealerships were actually making more premium because they didn't have inventory sitting around that they had to get rid of. So their profit per vehicle was higher, and they were able to better manage the cash inflow and the cash outflow by ordering things and delivering it to a customer, getting paid then, versus having a huge inventory on their lots. And it's actually transformed the business model of inventory management for dealerships, where you don't see a ton of vehicles on their lots anymore. They're pre-builds or they're pre-purchased, which is, again, transformed the industry. In this specific example, dealerships are selling less volume, but making more money because they have less people involved in the process, they have less inventory sitting around, and they're charging more for those specific purchases. So it's working really well in that model. If you're a small business, you want to be thinking of how that's working for you. You don't want to have redundant inventory. You maybe want to create demand for things that aren't there, but you also want to have enough there so that you're creating an exciting opportunity or an exciting buy for your consumers as well. So it is a few different things: managing the amount and the volume of inventory, managing the cash investment of inventory. And if you get those wrong, your business could be in jeopardy. If you get them right, you could be dominating and scaling your business at a rate you never thought was possible.